Welcome to another Photoshop tutorial from tutorvid.com. This tutorial is going to go over the layer mask function. Using layer masks are important in editing in Photoshop, so it's a good idea to have a good understanding of how they work. Right now I just have the background layer, and I'm going to create a blank layer on top of this by pressing the new layer button down here. You can see that it's blank because of the checkerbox pattern. Now on this layer I'm going to create or paint some yellow over this guy's face. And you can see on the thumbnail that there's yellow on that part of the image. Now to create a layer mask, I press the layer mask button down here. And now I have a layer mask for this layer. Now when you have a layer mask, either the layer mask or the image itself can be the active part of the layer. Right now, because the layer mask has the border around it, that is the active part. If I click on the image part of the layer, it now has the border. So if I were to paint more yellow, it would work, but if I go on the layer mask and I paint something, it'll paint on the layer mask you can see there. So it's important to keep track of where you're actually editing. So the way layer masks work is basically just like a regular Halloween mask. If we say this yellow is a Halloween mask for this guy, and this here layer mask is the where I want to cut out. So everything that's black is going to get cut out of this layer. If I paint black on, right now I'm painting with the brush. Up here I chose the brush and the color black. That means cut away from this layer or mask. And you can see this mask is becoming, this layer is becoming invisible or masked away wherever I'm painting. And it's still there if I paint white. If I press X or flip my colors here, now my active color is white, and I paint, it'll be yellow. And that's because I'm recovering part of the layer mask. So practical uses for this tool, I'll just drop this to the garbage bin. If I were making a curves edit to this image, you can see that the layer mask is already there for adjustment layers. And let's say I wanted to bring the contrast of just this camera up. So I can bring the contrast of the whole image right now. And now, since I just want this camera affected, I mask out everything that I don't want affected by this adjustment layer. So that means by selecting the black color and painting everywhere on the layer mask that's not the camera. So everywhere I'm painting is painting black on the layer mask. I'll just do this quickly, and if I press before and after, you can see that just the camera gets the adjustment. So that's the basics of using the layer mask. A couple more things. If you want to select this layer mask with a selection, you can press Ctrl and click on the mask, and you can see I have the marching ants around the area that is masked out. If I then create a new adjustment layer, say levels, that has the exact same mask that was selected a second ago. Or if I go up to here and use the lasso tool and make a selection, and if I were to make a new layer, let's do a new layer like this, and press the mask button, I get the mask of the selection I had. A few other options: if you want to edit this mask directly and want to see what you're doing, you can press Alt and click, and that brings up just the mask, and then you can edit directly on this image here, which is the mask. Press Alt click again to bring it back to the regular. If you want to select multiple masks for a selection, you can press Ctrl Shift and click them. And if you want to see how an image is without the use of the mask, you can press Shift and click, and that'll negate this mask. You can see it has a big red X on it. To bring it back, press Shift click again. So I hope that helps. Check out more tutorials on tutorvid.com.